What's up guys, it's Criddle here from the AnimeBallZ team with another This Is. This time on This Is... I've completely forgotten. Just kidding, it's Amnesia! Because, like, forgetting stuff and amnesia and... Anyway.
Off the tracks.
So Amnesia is the Groundhog Day of anime. It is the story of the heroine of this series. It's based on a sort of like one of those dating sim games, not an eroge, but more of a, hey, I'm the lead female character and I am the lead female character going around with all these guys and choosing my scenario and all that sort of stuff. So the heroine works in a maid cafe and she has done so for a while. She keeps waking up on the same day after a certain amount of time. She has an accident and ends up waking up on the day in question again and having to relive things from another perspective. Which is the real world scenario? Who knows? There's only one way to find out. Watch Amnesia and check it out. So I haven't really gone into the plot of this series very much because it is sort of sci-fi slice of life series. The sci-fi element comes from obviously the Groundhog Day part of it and this character called Orion who shows up in the beginning of the series and then sort of disappears for a little while, who is sort of like this angel-like character, this being that exists outside of the norm, which is kind of weird given this series the way it acts, but is well aware of the memory loss that the heroine is suffering. And it's one of those series where I didn't even notice that the heroine didn't have a name for like 4 or 5 episodes, and then I was about to sort of, you know, write everything down for this. I'm like, wait, what's her name? Turns out she doesn't have one, and no one actually refers to her by name throughout the entire series. There's obviously a fan name for her, but I won't get into any of that because that changes between the Japanese and the English versions, but still, it's an interesting series nonetheless. So let's have a look at the voice actors behind the various male characters that the heroine is after and is with in this series, as well as her own voice and Orion's, as we look at
The good, the bad, and the dubbers.
So the heroine is voiced by Maggie Flecknoe, who is the voice of Kikaijima from Medaka Box, Hanzo Hattori from Samurai Girls, and Lucrezia from Campione. Toma is voiced by Chris Ayres, who is Johnny from One Piece, Shingen from Sengoku Bazara, and John Doe from Dream Eater Mary. Shin is voiced by Houston Hayes, who is Tadakatsu from Magikoi O Samurai Girls, Junta from Another, and Kuromochi from the New World. From the New World, yeah, that makes sense. Yukio is voiced by Patrick Poole, who is Akazuki from Garden of Worlds, Hibiki from Devil Survivor 2, and Natsume from Batum. Kent is voiced by Tyler Galindo, who is Sakamoto from Batum, Billy from Chrono Crusade, and Akane from Medaka Box. And Orion, to round out this cast of characters, is voiced by Shannon Emmerich, who is the voice of Jenny Doolittle from Bodacious Space Pirates, Uno from Medaka Box Abnormal, and Tachibana from Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere. So this was one of those unusual series that sort of struck me as a little bit odd. It was a slice of life that sort of had a repetitive motion like Groundhog Day, and also the main character doesn't have a name, so it is an unusual series. But if you're into this sort of stuff, then this is definitely a series worth checking out from our good friends at Hanabi. So Amnesia, definitely get it into you if you haven't already forgotten what I've spoken about in this video. Either way, I'm Criddle, this has been Amnesia, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.